Opposition Leader Peter Dutton's push for more detail on the Voice to Parliament proposal is being backed by his party and a former Howard government minister. The Prime Minister says more detail isn't needed for a referendum because Parliament will retain control over the country.
Anthony Albanese suggesting his government will leave out details of how a Voice to Parliament may work because the upcoming referendum will be a simple question about agreeing in the Constitution to consult with Indigenous people.
The reason why some of the debate is disingenuous at the moment about detail is that it misses the whole point. What this idea is pretty simple, that we'll do it with Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people.
The Prime Minister explaining that Parliament itself will still ultimately hold the power.
The Voice will be subservient to the Parliament. That is, Parliament will continue to control the destiny.
National Senator Matt Canavan arguing the spirit of a referendum isn't about subservience.
Well, I think any institution here in Canberra should be subservient to the people, not to the Parliament. But this is very much turning into the politician's voice, not the people's voice. Just think about this. If you vote yes, you are voting to put your trust in a bunch of politicians in Canberra. If you don't trust politicians, perhaps you should vote no.
And Liberals doubling down on Opposition Leader Peter Dutton's recent push for more info.
It's not unreasonable to ask for more information. It's not unreasonable to put yourself in the shoes of your average Australian and say, well, what is it that we are voting for or against at this referendum?
Government Minister Bill Shorten asked why the PM was holding back on details.
Oh, he's not. There's plenty of detail out there, and I think some in the opposition just need to prioritise first Australians rather than their own political goals.
Former Howard Government Indigenous Affairs Minister Philip Ruddock also throwing his support behind Peter Dutton, saying legal advice would suggest that without posing poignant questions, the Voice could have unintended consequences. The government has also been criticised for not funding both for and against cases in the debate, as has been done in previous referendums. Joel Phillips, Sky News, Canberra.